Hope everybody's having a good day. I had actually recorded the narration for this as I was doing it, however, I basically sounded like I was swallowing my mic because it was way too close to my face. Um, Plus, with narration, the video ended up being quite a bit longer than I wanted. Although, after going 4 months without a video, I might have, maybe should have done that. But anyway, I'm just doing a coloring of my character, Jasmina, or Yasmina, one of the three Wood-elven princesses from my story. And this is actually semi-traced off of an older drawing of mine, of the three of them. It was pretty much just what I needed, so I took the overall pose and then just updated and changed what I needed. And I just wanted to talk about coloring and stuff like that. Primarily, my complaint with Copic that they don't really have really good dark skin tones that are like in a pack. So what you'll end up seeing eventually at the end of the video is I end up going back in with the Crayola skin tone pack, the colored pencils. They're actually really helpful. But my tips for doing darker skin tones is, because as good as Copic markers are at not being streaky, you do have to be a little bit careful. If you oversaturate the paper, it will start to get kind of blotchy and all. So what I did was I went down with the areas I figured would be highlighted. I used a lighter shade. I think like the E12 or something like that. I have the three here. E13. So the main shade that I used for the most of her skin was the E15, which is the dark suntan, and then the shadows I did with copper. I went with the areas I knew would be highlighted, like highlight around the boob or the collarbone, and then I went around with the main color, the dark suntan, and then I blended back in with the light color, and then I went back with the dark color, and then kind of blended that with actually the very lightest color, and it's not metallic smooth, but it gives you a very smooth effect. Secondly, I wanted to talk about, since she wears white, I think it's important to talk about shading white. Ideally, you never want to just use a plain gray. You want to use like a light blue, maybe mix in a little violet. This is why I have the extremely long answer to what color is the dress, and things like that, because as an artist coloring, sometimes you make choices like that. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. That's pretty much it. You just want to make, like I said, I think here is where I'm going back over it with the lighter color, and it kind of helps smooth out any inconsistency, lightens the darks, darkens areas that maybe were a little lighter. And there you can see where I flip over to check how saturated the paper's actually getting. I suggest doing that once or twice if you think you might be working an area too hard. And then here I am going back in with a second coating as well for the clothing. Another recommendation I give for doing markers or any illustration is I don't like to work too much with one color at one time. You'll end up getting a whole lot of contrast in one type or one part of the drawing or one color of the drawing. And then you have to try to match it, and if you go too deep, then you might get stuck. Especially if you don't have an unlimited palette. Like, I have pretty much any shade I want of gray, in theory, but I'm a little bit more limited with the skin tone problem, so kind of trying to avoid that. Just talking about the character's design a little bit. She's a wood elf, so her belt is made of vines. Technically, so is her hair tie and her earrings and stuff. The only real like metal jewelry she has is her little headband there. And I unfortunately had to shoot this on my webcam instead of my phone, so it's a little bit lower quality maybe than some of them are. This is how I do my borders. Sometimes I do like put down the non-permanent tape and then just do that. I've done that on a couple drawings, and I think it looks nice. It's better than just having the character sit in space. So, yeah, use that as you want, or something similar, or something entirely different. That's up to you. I'm just showing how to do the technique and give you nice, clean lines if you're into that sort of thing. But, overall, I think the full illustration turned out pretty good, and yeah, I think I'll just shut up from here on out.